Hello everyone, Gaffer cinematographer Nate Doan here. I just picked up a black half grid and black polysilk and wanted to give a quick demonstration about what those two rags do and why I picked them up. So I'm conducting my test by myself, so I didn't want to put up too big of a fixture, so I put up my DMG Maxi mix. Now our tests are going to be ran from 6 feet away from the source. Our first reading is going to be just the raw fixture, which is about a 16 at 800 ISO. Gus, my equipment manager, set up the half grid for me. So through white half grid from 6 feet away from the Maxi mix at 100%, we get about an 11. So for all intents and purposes, let's just say it drops us about a stop. This is just me showing you the reflection of the whole silk. Now, obviously, you and I know each other, and I know that you would probably never put a fixture just directly in front of a reflective source like this, but it's an extreme test of the properties of these silks. Now, our second test is through polysilk, about the same reading, close to an 11. So for all intents and purposes, let's just say it drops us about a stop. And of course, you can see the whole rag right behind me. Now, here is our black half grid, which takes us down to a 4. So from our original 16-ish, that takes us down about 4 stops. But you can see behind me, the reflection is a lot more muted. Again, this is a very extreme test just to show the properties of these rags. One thing that me and my equipment manager Gus noticed is you get a little bit of magenta fringing. That can be easily corrected out with the Maxi mix, just adding in a little bit of green. Now, our assistant equipment manager made sure that we were 6 feet away, and I was getting about a 4.5. So this brings us down about 3.5 stops from our raw output of around a 16. Now, behind me in the reflection, you can see just about the whole fixture because of how thin the polysilk is, but you can see that the actual rag is quite dim, especially compared to our white diffusion. And looking at the polysilk up close, I was getting none of that purple fringing that I saw from the half grid. Now, this next test is just looking at the diffusion properties of each rag on a human face. I am still 6 feet away. It's at 100% as well. And as you can see, it's just a really nice, clean roll off. No hot spots at all across the face, just really even. We're still seeing a pretty even roll off. And when I turn towards the fixture, there's absolutely no reflection in the eyes. Now going to the polysilk, still a beautiful diffusion, but you can see sort of a hot spot and then a bit of roll off around the face rather than just an even roll off throughout. Now this is our white half grid, and you're seeing a lot of the same properties as the polysilk, maybe with just a little bit less wrapping around, so you get a little bit more shadow on the shadow side, but still a hot spot and then the fall off. So black diffusion is especially good for if you have no makeup team and you're getting a lot of shine on the face. Black silk could be a quick solution to that. I've also used it to shoot scenes in kitchens with wood cabinetry. The wood cabinetry always reflects, but if you use a black polysilk or you use a black half grid, you can really control those reflections.